all of the hormones, and I'm ready for our second map. It is Dust2, and Complexity, of course, with the green-screened NATO Suffix joining the roster.
The Birds ended it.
Oh, he's just drowning himself. At least he's in it. I mean, he was struggling to get there. Now, at least he's achieved his goals, albeit permanently.
Lord.
But here we are. It's Roche, holding towards the B tunnels area.
Where's Roche at B?
He's not going to hit the shot. Shox with the P250. Good point. Role reversal. NATO's arriving now. A flash not going to get him far, but he confirms that they're not into the site at least. Config is under a lot of threat, but hitting that first shot relieves some pressure, and he hits a double. Blame arrives now, but Shox is continuing to hit some spectacular shots on that P250. He's opened up B with an unarmored and powerful pistol, but it is poison. He has the Kevlar vest. Headshots, regardless, will be lethal. And they can double peek him. Yeah, that's perfect. He drags the crosshair. Shox can hit the shot for poison! Double kill in a split second. Great transfer on the taps. Grabs himself a kit to make things even easier. I thought that was Vitality's.
That is obscene what he just did. The ability to adjust on both of those. Please give us another look at that. I'd love to see him doing that again, because that's such a hard fight to win.
He's hit some bangers of shots here. That 1v4 that he had over towards the A site on Mirage, the AK round that he had in the window room on the CT side of Mirage as well, and now here on the pistol round, as we see Poison putting a big round on the board for Complexity. Early stages of map number 2 here. They will go up to the 1-0 lead, but here's the patented scout for Apex, loving this on the 4 spies. You can see 2 Galils and 2 AK-47s out on the board off of that plant that came on through. Head armor behind all of them, so it will be about finding the jewels here for Vitality and trading out efficiently, having to deal with an MP7, an MP9, and 2 M4s with the FAMAS on Blame F. A potent buy for Complexity to work with here as well. Using their bodies, putting them on the line, Vitality charging down middle, and have taken a lot of cat control. Now it is Rush over towards long now, and NATO back over towards B, so the setup we're expecting has come on through. Did hear from Blame in the pre-game interview with Frankie, talking about NATO plugging in 1-for-1 in a lot of Obo's positions. Long door smoke will come out. That's going to buy them until roughly 55 and 50-ish seconds. But after that clears, it looks like they want to go for a fight. So the intention is clear. Bomb over towards the long doors. Masuda leading the charge. Flash about to come on over. Rush to receive.
He's going to gobble this one up. Are you ready? Full white screen. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Doesn't stop him, though, from going down. So perhaps a bit too deep over the top of his head. Didn't quite catch him. Incendiary enables Poison to have a cursory glance towards long, and he will do just that. Still nothing confirmed, and great spot on Apex, but it's only going to confirm that he could be under a lot of threats, now relieving some of the pressure, and second kill could win them the round. He's looking for it, finds it just before falling, and now Masuta under a lot of scrutiny on this cross. RPK's trying to bail him out, sprays good, to drop down from Shoxy. Taking control of CT, cuts off the rotate. Config has a chance here. He's already been spotted though, and they swing into it nicely. This will not be as easy as it could have been. NATO Suffix living in his first duel with that CT lockout, and they are low, and MP7 has some degree of range. I haven't seen that skin before, rather artistic. 10 points to Gryffindor for that. Upgrades to the M4 Daybreak.
I like that too.
I had it for a while. Upgraded to the Royal Paladin, because I got
Paladin's
swagger.
very, very saucy.
And he's out of there. So we can start a new conversation. Lauren, you remember when you were talking about Fake Tan earlier? It was like the first day.
It wasn't just me.
The first day of IEM.
Yeah.
There's a reason I've started with
Okay, fair enough.
You suggested it smelled like peach and you kind of liked it. Frankie's actually responded. She's waded into conversation. She's just watched the VOD. She says it sometimes descends into smelling like stale biscuits. Now, it's not actually that I want to bring up. It's the response from David. He says, I have a friend whose fake tan smells just like Texas barbecue Pringles. And it's one of the best things about her. Just wondering what you thought about that.
I really love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
His friend smells like Texas barbecue.
I haven't sniffed that many Pringles.
Have you never popped up? Oh, I'll tell you, Texas barbecue has a very distinct scent, and I could find it. If I could find it arousing, if I worked hard enough.
Didn't he say his friend?
Yeah, but obviously he's got a crush on her. She smells like Texas barbecue Pringles, dude. Are you crazy?
Good luck, David. I hope that you find success with Mystery Girl.
Yeah. Once you... No, Alex.
No. Put the lid back on. It's not popping. There is nothing happening.
Round 3. That's a word, and it's spelled T-H-R-E-E. Poison's taken the head off of Apex, and we're back into the fray. Those rifles, though, should favor Vitality. It is only a scout and the preserved or recovered M4.
Still problematic here because the utility, we're working with 3 smokes and, well, just as many Molotovs here as smoke actually gets limped out towards the bridge area on the A side of things. Down towards CT spawn, she will trickle. That means they want to take the fights. And Poison, he's been looking sharp. He's going to get another.
Yeah, come on, Poison. Keep making it hurt. He's got the only 2 kills of this round. And admittedly now with 2 HP, it shouldn't be anything else. He's landed another tag. Poison is such a nuisance. Look at this, just constantly using that speed, the momentum of the scout to continue to dip in and out of the line of sight. He wants to confirm at least one more. And that's the swing from Blame. Goes one for none, and Poison's got another. 3 kills. The last was just 2 HP, still lingering on the side. There's a chance he even finds Shoxy here. Ah, that's enough. Confirms and finds the first. There's Rush confirming as well that there's 2 on the site. And Shoxy's got a good idea as to where they're located here. He hasn't been able to tap away at the head of NATO, and he will get swung on.
Nice.
So, complexity. Thank you, Poison.
Back and forth they go. Look how slippery Poison is with that scout, right? Just the mobility with that scoped up rifle, able to tuck on in and do, it's obviously not lethal damage, but per shot it may as well be, because if Vitality guys down the corridor of long know they have to take those fights, and a second tag, very likely, how quick he can shoot and get away. Well, he was instrumental on the pistol round, winning out that 1-on-2 situation on the B site, and now on the 4 spy in round 3, just as potent. He has 7 kills to his name. The guns are looking good. And he's found another tag here. So Zywoo upgrading into that scout late. Will be chunked on through, but gets his revenge through the door. So Zywoo finding the early number advantage this time for Vitality as they
never want to
back.
Bow out of a fight, is he? Takes it despite the tag. Something that makes me a little sketched out is the fact that there is, okay, so there's a smoke on long doors for now, and Rush isn't known for being particularly proactive, but in a disadvantage, one would expect to see something to confirm the main body of the assault. It does feel like a B finish. If you look at that mini-map, this will be the A short info denial. God, every map plays the same when you watch enough of it.
Funny that.
Yeah, I get it now.
Yeah, the more we do it, Alex, then I'm not going to be needed anymore.
Oh, dear. Yeah, okay, so they're here to deny short info, throw some util, try and get the CTs a bit angsty. Maybe if they pull NATO Sapphics, of course, drawing a B smoke out of them nicely. There's only 2 remaining, and neither of them reside on the A site. Saying that, Blame actually has one, so that was just a flat-out lie. Regardless, we do see them gathering towards B now. And it is still just 2 to receive. What's Config got in the arsenal? He does have an incendiary. That could play a brilliant part. As that smoke is deployed, it's going to channel them into limbo. This is when the round becomes a little less likely.
It to be this late. I don't know if they're going to get away with this.
I can try.
Well, do or die time, I guess, right? 20 seconds? First contact made at 19. Flash, turn, NATO Sapphics on it. He's done great on the flash. He's done great on the kill. Supports there. This hit has been dreary at best.
Yeah, great hold from NATO Sapphics, getting himself the 3, maybe even the 4. That's lovely. That's going to do wonders for his confidence as well. Dealing with the mid to B, he was responsible for that for the entire round, and it does force a timeout out of Vitality quite early into the set. This is their map pick.
Yeah, should be an eco from them here. And look, Complexity are rocking with that standard CT setup we discussed in the pre-game. That seems to be working quite well for them in the early stages. Rush yet to get a kill over towards that long position. But I think as the game continues forward, we'll start seeing some impact out of him. Now, as we do have this eco most likely coming in from Vitality, I know we don't care what the people at home say anymore, guys.
You're going to say but, and then you're going to upset me, aren't you?
No, I'm not going to upset you.
Oh, okay.
This is just to do with me, because I'm a narcissist. It's got nothing to do with the 2 of you.
Oh, thank God.
It's got nothing even to do with our casting.
Oh, thank God.
It's just literally to do with me in my job.
Let's talk about you, bro.
Someone, you know, was making a nasty comment about me on a YouTube comment to do with my podcast. And he called me, first of all, he called me a jackass, which is fine. I can find that.
That's pretty fair.
The bit that did bother me was he said that I was a tier 3 player. Now, I played at 4 majors.
Yeah.
So, like, it just upsets me a little bit. Like, I know I wasn't very good mechanically.
It's crediting your legacy.
I was an in-game leader.
Yeah.
And I thought that my brain was pretty good for the game. I came up with some pretty nice strats.
Yeah, beat Titan as well. I don't know
Why
if
do you care about those opinions?
Because I search out the negative to upset myself on a daily basis.
I see.
But then I wonder, like, this guy who says the nasty thing, like, he must be having a horrible time in his life if he feels he needs to lash out.
These are also the same people. Like, it could even be that he's confused you with someone else. Like,
Maybe.
Like so the amount of times I get, like, I walk around an event, someone goes, "Hey, pimp," and I'm like, "Are you
you dumb?
Are you okay?
Like,
No?
God forbid you're one of a very few kind.
Ah.
I love Shox' casting recently. She's-
No. That's not real.
Frankie's got, she's really changed her hair, but,
Nah.
she's casting. I kid you
It's
not.
delusional.
It's actually mad.
It's
and
fine,
then it's just like,
All right, Smix, relax. Let's get underway here.
All right, let's get into it. You, of course, got Chad Spoonge Birchill and Freya Spears here at the desk, ready to get this one underway.
they're not even casters.
They're not even casters, Lauren. At least we get compared. Actually, that's true. I get compared with anyone. You're right. That pimp is not a desk host.
No,
But that's their
doesn't
opinion,
matter.
and they've formed it,
It's there now.
and they can
Okay.
share it with the world. So, smokes are deployed, 2 of them to be specific. We call these the Vanguard smokes. The second landing just on those boxes to give you a bit more of an avenue into the
molly.
site. Poison's put a molly behind it, but it is not going to stop them. 2 of them crossing. Zywoo, one of them, a plant for short. RPK locking off the rotate from B. Zywoo's got the digits punched in right about now. And so is RPK locking down this rotate. Blame looking to exit, and RPK just holding this cross. He's doing a great job here, and he nearly lands the spray. It's NATO, though, that keeps things afloat, and arm spotted. Zywoo tagged, needs
go
a
down?
second. Yeah, could have wall banged him. That's why he's tucked back. They're all floating around this site. It's very uncomfortable.
It's ugly as well.
If they had incendiary and nade, they've got all of that. They've got everything. They just have to get it in the right place. Look at this. Hey, Apex, nice to meet you. And there's another. Just like that, the round is
nasty.
won. That one hurts.
Yeah, it was very curious there as to RPK fighting at mid doors. And I was like, okay, well, they don't have a lot of utility, so maybe they want to take some jewels. But then they all just sat like eggs on the site. They're not really doing anything, just rocking
Little
back and
eggs.
forth. And from there, Complex are able to pick up a very, very easy retake. When you're isolated in the bomb site like that, you don't really have a lot of room to play off of each other. There's nowhere to fall back to. They didn't have short control. I don't know why they didn't have short control, to be completely honest with you, because RPK in that position right there, I would have thought would have bought them enough time to get control of somewhere else on the map. Nobody towards Gandalf playing any crossfire setups. Just a bit of an interesting round there from Vitality. So 4 on the board for Complexity. After winning the pistol, they lost the force buy back of their own through Poison. So that first 3 rounds that you see on the board there, very, very keen work from Poison. 168 points of ADR for him. 9 kills, 3 assists, 5 deaths. Next up, you got NATO Safix with that mid to B defense against another force buy round. So he has 8 kills to his name. On the other side of things, leading the charge will be Shox with 6, but Apex yet to frag. He's got that scout out again. No tag going to be coming on through. And moving forward, you will see 3,400 loss bonus coming on in for that of the Vitality side. Smoke goes out. Nade in exchange, just trying to bait out any CT-sided utility they can. Keep them moving, keep them in limbo. Blame F down towards CT spawn right now. He's tucked on in, ready to deal with any mid to Bs. Can help A or B, but this is a very standard setup you'll be seeing. Rush towards long, anchoring pit. Poison swinging around with the AWP, trying to find some impact over towards short now. And we'll do exactly that. Masuda getting his head ripped off, and there's an opening for Complexity. So Poison continuing this good form. Heard from Keita, the coach, saying that Poison and Config, they've been told they need to step on up in lieu of Oboe. And Poison, well, he's low now, 29 points of health, but Long's been dealt with. Now there's issues.
Those issues are fast solving themselves.
Great
Got the
flash.
flash, yeah, catching Blame completely in the open. There was absolutely nothing he could have done about that. And Poison then.
It's the danger men. So Zywoo and Shox being left in a lot of these rounds when we were casting them just the other day, they would seem like they would win a lot of these. This is a different situation.
Yeah, and I feel like Shox was going for information there, so Zywoo can work with it. I will remind you, he's got no armor, though. And with 30 seconds left, the positioning from Config kind of does lock them completely and totally out of this one.
Oof.
There we have it.
Good shot from Config there, closing it out. So 6-1. They've gotten up to a very quick start here, haven't Complexity?
Yes, I don't know if it's time to start celebrating just yet in terms of a third map. I do think there is more than enough life.
In those
Another
dead eyes.
accidental pun again. But yes, there is life in Vitality.
Vertigo as a third might be an interesting one. We've seen Vitality have some woes on that recently. Complexity taking down G2 on that map.
Lovely. From Blame that. Well played with the flash.
Simple stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, there's nothing to really report other than just played it very well. And Blameff going to readjust position. Still prevalent towards middle, however, just playing more towards CT spawn side, and short control will be relinquished. But, of course, Poison will then turn attention towards it. Hopefully. Yeah, the flash going to remind him as such, as there could have been a problem there, but again, it's quelled.
He can call 2, and Blame would have heard that exact same amount of noise, right? They knew there was an AK, they knew there was an AWP. Information can be passed on over towards the remainder of the team. You still have Rush locking down long, Poison and Blame F as that little bit of a duo playing off of each other as they continue to drop utility up towards the catwalk position. Now they're locked on out until roughly 40 seconds. You can see as well Blame rocking with another Molotov and flashes. So they'll be able to keep them at bay for as long as they like. And now that we have config pushed forward, they're relatively locked on in. So Vitality have one option, and that option is to fight forward onto the A site. 45 seconds now as they start to push forward.
There we go. Smokes in, Molly in return. Again, the clock just being drawn away from Vitality. The flash to follow, yeah. Blame F's even encroaching on territory, just sprays him wildly, buying time is fine, he even gets a kill. Zywoo goes down, that's a big scalp to be claiming Poison then. Set for success as Apex tries to do what he can. Does get off the starting blocks at least, but it still is a 7-1 scoreline.
And they didn't opt to pick up that secondary AWP, so we will see Complexity still rocking the 4 rifles. But here's Blame F opening things up over towards short. Was assisted with that from the flash of Rush, and then playing to in limbo. They play between each other there. It will be the AUG coming out for Blame now, so let's see if he wants to take any more aggressive duels. Long spawn's not fantastic for Vitality, and we haven't seen too much all-in towards that side of the map right now. Maybe that will be the change. Smoke towards the corner, flashes to follow, and AKs are out.
Yeah, RPK is going to try and bring the fight to them. He does just take Rush's head clean off, a direct change of pace. And that's going to get the CTs nervous, but they don't have to overshoot this one. They are going to spray into that smoke to confirm no funny business. And that's Zywoo opportunity now with the bomb, worth noting. So should he take these fights, it would be confirmed on the minimap as to the bomb's location. Apex is tucked in on the B side of things, and if NATO continues to push this smoke, which I have a sneaking suspicion he will. Yeah, this is Apex's frag, and that's a wide open B site. So Config's going to be pulled off of A, which means there's only 2 to defend A. Like, this is perfect. This is a perfect long take. You got everything you need. Now, I'd love not to see shots go dry. A smoke would be nice.
Have 2 of them as well, but they're opting not to throw them. And look at this, simple as you like. This is not great from Vitality, just straight into Blame F's AUG. 3 kills, and now it's a 2v2.
Yeah, this was perfect. Starting to fall apart now. Config rotating off B. Apex is cognizant of it, but it's Poison as well. He's going to have to deal with shoulder peek. Can't hit the flick. Again, Vitality seizing control. Masuto's got a lot to do, though. He's got to get across Config, and there is no more smokes. Is there not some to recover, I would imagine?
They could double peek here. Maybe that's what they're waiting for. Apex gets around the double peek. Oh, just throwing the bomb across, and that smoke has indicated where Config was. He's quickly changing position over towards short.
Picks up an incendiary.
Oh.
Bit stronger on this time, not going for Goose. Apex is going to peek when he thinks he's looking in Masuto's direction. And I think an AWP save. Oh, nope, just a second incendiary this time. It will force Apex into the fight. The end of that. You want me to fight? Okay, he says with a smile on his face and a frag in the feed. 7-2, Vitality in pursuit of more.
I'll say Apex at least has come online.
This was, obviously, you know, you can sit there from the caster desk and high and mighty, and hindsight is 20/20. But yeah, very common angle held by Blame. Body shots with an AUG. Smoke, flash, jiggle, anything would have perhaps reduced the risk there. We're heading into our 10th round of play, though. And already charging down Suicide. Config's ready for this. Is that an AWP? It is. Double AWPing. And he doesn't quite catch a glimpse of them. He's very cautious of the potential mid-push, and that's why that incendiary's been deployed. They're up short, though.
They could execute very, very quickly if they want here. Complexity will throw out a truckload of their utility to deal with it, but they can apply pressure. Dropping smokes early shows intent, and with that, it must be respected as Vitality have already gotten a lot of map control, mid and cat. It looks like they're setting up for something.
Is that the B doors one? Or is this just the other part of CT?
Yeah, this could be the one that drops on towards the box in CT spawn.
Okay. Masuto, I want to learn a smoke. Thank you.
Could be a jump throw here.
Bonk, and then bounce onto the box.
There it is.
Groovy. Now Blame has no info. And he's forced to push through it, which does come up trumps. Oh, that's the bomb. That's ZywOo. They've confirmed it. Great info play from Rush. Him and Config finding Franks puts us into a 4 versus 3. Poison's about to change things, but the flash was so good. And Apex from the Z-axis has tagged up one heavy. Blame and Apex both getting away for that one. They're trying to get the bomb across. There is a smoke. No, there isn't. He's just going to have to use his strong old arms and his spaghetti straps to just about get it across.
Hasn't got it yet.
This is getting embarrassing.
Okay.
Okay. They're all coming from short. There is absolutely
Config has a molly.
nothing for the T side to hold them at bay. It will only be the bullets, and quite the opposite for the CTs. Here comes the incendiary, the flashes, the smoke. Config drops down. Audio heard by Masuta. Oh, he's not ready for this. Good adjustment, though. That's that young, sprightly aim. More to come. Oh, NATO, that looked great. Takes the head off Shock, didn't see it from his POV. Could find Apex here, but no. The headshot is found, and Vitality will secure a third. And I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, that's 2 in a row. Yep, okay. So starting to see some consecutive rounds here. It will start to whittle away at the CT money. Chad, what do you make of that? 2 players can buy fully.
Yeah, and it should be the save for Complexity here. I don't think they'll be investing in. If it was Poison who had residual cash and he could get an AWP up and still have enough to go for another one in future rounds, then yeah, maybe I could see a world where they make this happen. But Vitality have broken the bank right now and have made Complexity take their second tactical timeout here of map number 2. This is the first half. Complexity opted to start on the CT side, and 7 already is fantastic. If they were to walk away losing this half 8-7, they would be frustrated, but the overall scoreline is good. So the match will be paused. Rush, server conditions, what's Dust2 looking like? Is there a stiff breeze?
Oh, I tell you what, it's sunny out here today. I mean, the sun is shining, the birds are singing. It's a lovely day to be playing some counter.
The ops are roaring.
There we go.
Yep.
Look at that. There's excitement in the production room here today.
Yeah, everyone's fired
Very
up. They want to see this game. Honestly, it's good times.
Why we paused? Our Config was reconnecting. Okay, well he's back in now.
Just a little CS crash. You know, it does happen from time to time. Even on my Observer PC, it does happen.
It is a video game, right? There's always going to be a couple of bugs in the system.
True enough.
Rush, you get up to anything fun last night?
I just played some Danger Zone, if I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, how was Mr. Bricks?
It was good. There were some weird games. You know the types of games.
Oh, I know the types.
Yeah, so very weird games. Got a couple little clips.
What does it mean when we says weird games?
The ones where you're just constantly stuck in like respawns, or
yes.
you know, there's a couple of little.
Like one of you's dead all the time.
Pretty much, yeah.
And then you've got nothing.
Wouldn't have happened if you were playing with me.
That's true,
ZywOo's
actually.
taken down NATO.
Well, everyone was missing last night. Poor old Henry and I, we were looking for buddies. Rush didn't reply, which was...
I'm never there. So
I was
don't count
actually
me
in bed.
ever.
I know, to be fair, I did ask you and you
How
went,
responsible.
I'm in bed, and I
Are
was
you
like,
impressed?
You know what?
I don't know why you're not patting me on the back right now. I declined video games.
It's word of affirmation here.
Yeah, I need words of affirmation.
Hello, the phone's ringing now off the hooks here as the telethon for the...
Absolutely poop myself.
Guys, I had that telephone was balanced for nearly an entire half, to be fair.
All of these props I have actually purchased into over the last year and a half.
We need to make you a prop cupboard, Chad.
I think we do.
I mean, to be fair, they can just look at your desk, Alex. We currently have everything.
Yeah.
I don't like the water being near
Yeah,
Alex.
I'm
No,
gonna-
you're right.
I'm gonna move
I was
it.
experimenting with
Crack
him, and
on.
now he's
dead.
He is. But Vitality are not. In fact, if anything, they're showing real signs of life here, and Blame only with the unarmored pistol. Config's done well to inflict some damage. It was only ZywOo's legs he found, and this rotate is being held by Shock. You can see he falls to a long distance angle, makes it as hard of a shot to be hit with the Deagle as possible. And now he's got that AK-47, which certainly is favored. He's waiting for Rush.
Well, 2 more to find. This one here will be a Vitality round.
Yep.
The very best they can do is see if they can scavenge away this AK, but Shock's just having a little bit of aim practice there towards the top and middle. Will take them down. Now, simple stuff here for Vitality, but they do need to continue on this march forward. This is 3 on the row, or in the row. Something about rows, columns, formulas, spreadsheets.
Yes.
Love a spreadsheet.
I'm not great with a spreadsheet. I really hated school.
Big fan.
Of school?
No, spreadsheets.
Oh, okay. Well, we get back underway here. Vitality looking for a gun round. AWP out on Poison. No secondary AWP for Config this time round. 1 defuse kit. Utility decent. Bomb control taken. Looks like they're setting up for a bit of a B faker Rooney here. So smoking the doors. That's going to bait out a lot of utility from Complexity. They'll put her on notice. Oh,
Oh, let's
use this timing. And yeah, risky business.
That's very bold, and Poison's had absolutely none of what they're trying to sell. So they've lost Masuta and Zywoo. And that B hit never really got started either. Obviously, maybe just a ruse, but it didn't really sell much.
Yeah, I like the idea to draw the rotation, but the mid players weren't set up and ready when the smokes came in towards the B site. So Vitality were actually rotating into the eyes of Complexity. And as Poison finds another, round 8 looking very, very likely here. Shox and RPK with all the work to do. Light bit of utility to be limped on through. Smoke. Flash over the top, and they'll have to hit the headshots.
Unless they want to... Ooh. Get knocked off their perch. It's not to be. Cautious of ramp. They don't feel the need to rush this, and they'd be right to do so. They're waiting for config. Oh, he just dipped out. He's trying to fake it. There's one. Oh, and a second. Shox has opened up the round. They know B's clear. They can charge.
Wish for there. They desperately thought they might be able to kind of, I don't know, change the outcome with those little bits of sounds coming through. But you're right, this has now opened up B completely. It's ready for the taking. Flash goes in, no one's home.
Blame's low.
They might even save, like they may not even go for it. I don't know if that's advisable though.
Maybe just a shot on the cross. And
yeah. Oh, okay, so Blame given the AWP. It makes sense, not only to preserve it, but to hold for Rush's work. And Incendiary. RPK vulnerable to it. The Jiggle confirms Shox's location, and he's got to confirm that Tunnels isn't in threat as well. Has he swept? Yeah, he has. So Shox has just looked in Tunnels and said, no one here. RPK readies himself for the push.
Rush in, rush down. Quick trade though. Shox
go
falls.
for
They
it?
know where RPK is. He was the player that got rushed. Oh, Blame F, that's very bold. No, he's bowed out. Smart choice. He keeps the AWP for now, unless maybe RPK can, I don't know, teleport around.
Bang.
Yeah, it's a mad wall bang. But it is a little bit of recovery here for Vitality. I thought at the start of this game, this looked, I don't want to say over, but it was very one-sided.
Yeah, and now, well, they're well and truly back in this one. That all kicked off with RPK's kill onto Poison. They just had the avant-garde smoke on the elevator boxes over towards the A side of things, a flash, and that was where the first kill came on through. But Config maybe getting a little bit tricky with it.
Chad.
Yes.
You know Counter-Strike Academy teams? I
Yeah.
thought there was a whole thing where it was like, you're not allowed to have them anymore, and then Fnatic Academy was no longer a thing.
Yeah, there was Envious Academy. And
Yeah, so is that a thing?
You know, that kind of
Is
stuff.
there a ruling that you can't have? Because there's like, I just saw that
Something about the same league.
Na'Vi Youth and Na'Vi's Youngsters or something
Yeah.
are both trying to qualify for the Flashpoint thing. I don't know how it works.
I think that's fine.
You can have multiple teams like
No, so
battling.
I'm pretty sure it's to do with the Valve events of where they don't like it.
Okay.
Now, I'm not 100% certain.
I
on
know,
that.
you're just a fountain of Counter-Strike knowledge in my books. So.
But as far as I'm aware, the academy teams were kind of
discouraged?
yeah, because of the fact that at the time it was said that yeah, we don't like it if you're having two teams competing within the same tournament.
Understandably.
You
Those
want to potentially have your better team, quote unquote, going further.
Right,
with an easy
precisely.
game,
Yeah, like the F1, never mind, that's a bad example.
I suppose when you look at it, there's teams who are obviously have deals with certain leagues. That's well known now. There's obviously some with Blast, some with the ESL events, some with the Flashpoint events as well. So Na'Vi, their main team, I think, is with the ESL group. I'm not certain, but I think. So then I suppose that the junior team could play in the Flashpoint.
Oh, that would make
I
really good
suppose.
sense. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Spread
don't know
across.
exactly. Speculating here.
And that's,
Say something can get myself in trouble.
I was the one that put you in that position, so the blame can be with me. Come be nasty to me. I've been begging for it. I was telling Chad, I just want someone to be nasty to me so I can...
So really have at you.
Yeah.
Have a good argument.
I just want to fight.
That's why I logged out of Twitter.
Ooh. Poison logged out this round. Oh, Masuta with a banger. Sadly, that AWP really couldn't find much room there. BlameF did get one, but all those other kills that could have been facilitated just really fizzled out to nothing.
Do you think Blame's the only one in the whole server who could actually carry an AWP and wield it? Like IRL?
They're not, like, mentally...
I know, but to fire one of those...
Well, do you mean standing up somewhere? Yeah, probably a bit of an issue.
Yeah.
If you'd...
Might lose your arm.
I don't know.
Josh, you're our weapons expert.
Well, Lauren knows a lot about weapons too, and I think
They're just... Well, they're not just Lapua rounds, but they're...
I don't know, it's a big gun. I think you're going to have to rest it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Fire
Do
it
you reckon Blame
somewhat
could do it
accurately.
without resting it?
An
No.
accurate shot? Probably not. I think people in the
If he wants
military
his
can't
shoulder
do
in
that.
one
Wait, so you're
piece.
telling me Counter-Strike's not realistic?
I mean, it's semi-realistic.
You're telling me that smoke grenades don't extinguish Molotovs in real life?
They probably do, I would imagine.
Something about the
Well,
oxygen is actually...
yeah,
a fact.
oxygen and the plasmosis and osmosis, all that
Heard
stuff.
that.
All right. I like osmosis.
I like old Moses too.
Yeah, we've got young Moses now. Well, that's a great opening from ZywOo, using the smoke there to dissuade the Molotov and also act as a one-way. Poison goes down and Vitality continue to march forward. That's 5 rounds in a row from them, and looks like it could even be 6 here. Found their opening pick, exchange back from Rush. The long control's given, and if I was Vitality, I'd really want to punish this right now. They posted ZywOo up over towards long. Oh, the upper dark push has been read. RPK, knife out.
Oh, it's a fumble. Oh, it's a big one too. Config going to really capitalize after the first. The timing, the positioning. Flash in now. Rush should be... No, I was going to say he should be at least good for Shox, but he managed to survive on 12 HP. ZywOo bails him out. Now, roll your mind back to map 1. ZywOo definitely in contention for winning this, but Config would like to change those odds.
Oh, this is a very, very important fight, and ZywOo's confirmed that Config wants it. Now, pushing into him, he didn't anticipate that, understandably so. ZywOo brings the fight to Config, and ZywOo continuing to make what looked like a lost round after the tunnel's shut down. RPK caught with his pants out, pants down, and Config with the double. And now they're pressing pause. They know that Blame's going to be looking to fill the gap and stay within limbo. They've chosen to regroup towards A. And it makes a lot of sense. There'll be absolutely no sound cues. Going short would have obviously kind of given the game away. And they're good. Look at the spacing between them, Chad. Is this optimal, just having the low HP player super far ahead? Just confirming any, like he's probably going to run up short now and...
Yeah, look, there's no trade potential there, so I don't love to see that. But by finding the room and space...
he's going long, you know?
Flame can win this.
He can. Shox is exposed. He's dead. ZywOo knows at least where he's coming from, but looking to save the day is Blame F. Oh, and he just takes the fight. ZywOo has just got an endless bloodlust. 4 kills, 8 in total, so he's doubled his frags in that round alone. Final round of the first half. First game, second, make it third day. This was the opener, and then let's see that second one. This is where you thought Shox should be dying. Yeah, he got damn low.
And ZywOo's only on 4 kills before this as well. Dust2, I always feel like, you know, when I see an AWPer in Dust2, I instantly go,
It's not the Mirage game where he had like 32 and 8 or something. For sure.
He has at least taken Poison down to a little bit more of a manageable amount of HP. Still pretty prevalent with the Scout, I'm sure, but it's Blame F that garners our attention. This push and pressure up middle, feeling bold enough to go exploring, but merely to be found by Shox on the other side, and found really no information off the back of that.
This game was 7-1 in Complexity's favor after 8 rounds of play, and now we're tied up at 7-7. It's looking like Vitality might even be winning the half here with this number advantage.
I mean, Apex was James Bonding at the start. Actually recovered very well. Good to see him finding a little bit of footing now. And obviously ZywOo wasn't particularly loud either. They had a very, very rocky start. A couple of those win conditions that we really enjoyed recently for Vitality seemed to be missing for them at the very beginning. But showing that they can bounce back, that they can regain a bit of control is a very, very good sign for Vitality fans out there. However, the read from Complexity is exceedingly good here. Obviously assisted by Config clearing through those B tunnels. Now, contact made. Nade should be quite nice. It is. 3 taking a good hefty hit. NATO Safix, that's very bold. Could be in trouble. Molly's starting to, you know, really hinder it, and even more so the AKs. And it's going to be 3 still standing for the T side, but one of those CTs was Rush, and I thought maybe he could have converted that.
Oh, great reactions. Config's won them the round. It keeps it as close as can be. 7 Vitality, 8 Complexity. See a third. We need the call across the line. It's Vitality's map pick, and they're heading side. Dust2, Complexity, Vitality. It's the second map. It's the third day of IEM New York 2020 online. Got a chock-a-block day full of Counter-Strike, Phase OG, Liquid Mythic, 100 Thieves Chaos, and of course all of that good stuff as well happening over on the B stream as well. If you're interested in checking out what's happening over there, it's really easy to find. You can just head out and add a B to the URL of what you're currently watching if you're on Twitch. If not, head over to that IEM website. Chad knows it off the top of his head.
live.intelextrememasters.com. Nice easy one for everybody there.
Is it Masutu who's got the lovely trees out the back of his house?
The lovely trees as opposed to...
Some people have nasty trees.
Yeah, some of them aren't very aesthetically pretty.
That's true.
Pleasing.
Oh, there it is, yeah.
See? And when it gets windy, you can see them moving around. I quite like it.
I think he needs something on his shelves.
I think, yeah, in my mind, that looks like a student house. I don't know why. That's just the kind of shelving I had in my university halls. So university hall shelving.
We could send over some nice bits and bobs here.
Yeah, I've got plenty of not junk things.
Carefully thought through
gifts that I thoroughly enjoyed.
Mid-aggression, I like it. I like it a lot.
I'm not so sold yet. It needs a frag. Now we're talking. Apex has taken down one prong of the long push, and there's RPK making it even more painful. He's not letting them start this round. Finally, they break the first, but it's after two bodies hit the deck. They start to accelerate long, and the CTs are ready for this. Will they boost?
The bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor.
Stop having fun. Counter-Strike's happening.
Sorry.
Guys, you forgot. Counter-Strike's happening. You're not allowed to have fun. Video games are not for fun. They're serious business.
Can you get a fun police alert?
Yeah, I kind of just made it.
I mean, I was hoping a buzzer or something might help
once
you
I get
out.
my soundboard, just working on that. I've been working on that one for 3 events now.
It'll happen. Masuta trying to make it happen towards long, but he loses out to Rush. And now suddenly Shox is feeling a little worse for wear, but he keeps it cool, calm, and collected as you'd expect. And overwhelmed, Poison now, a 1v3. They are low, so...
Go on. Oh, Zywoo was reloading as well. If in the momentary, I mean, I'm talking half a second, if he processed that he's reloading and looked for Apex, there was a small window where a 1v3 could have manifested itself. They were both low. But good shots all the same. Zywoo saves the day. Double kill for Apex. And we are into the round 17. Now, how many rifles will we see this time? I'm hoping Complexity don't go for the glass cannon AK again. I assume that was a misbuy.
Look at Cole's buy. Look at it. It's so filthy.
I don't know. I don't know if I like this meta that we currently have with the economy.
What I did is, Lauren, in the very beginning when it changed, I went to the players at different events and I said, hey guys, do you understand what this means? And they went, yeah, I like that we get more guns. And then I fought it online and I, jumped up and down and said the pros and the cons of it. And then eventually I just went, well, this is what we have and I'm going to shut up.
No. Like I said, I think just personal preference. I think I prefer the other version of how it unfolded, and I don't really like the version of how this round started.
Whoa, that's gonna hurt. That's gonna leave a mark. Okay, Apex, you got a lot of work here, and he has found the clean headshot he needed. Re-peeking on this flash is good. They have to look away from that one. Poison on Gandalf, though, he's been sprayed down. Apex nearly finding 3. RPK ensures that the third was not in vain, and doesn't squander long either. So it is all onto one man. He has the bomb and an AK-47. Complexity investing fully into this one. 3 AKs, it's certainly not a bad second round buy in the face of defeat. Bomb plant down to enable it. Now then, Blame, what can you do?
Plant would be great here.
How do you isolate one from this?
You really want RPK to give you the duel, and he does, but unfortunately now the multi-kill, very difficult to overwhelm. Triple kill for RPK. We saw all 3 of them from his perspective, or at least the death.
So you mentioned 3 AKs. Look what's been picked up, 3 AKs. So Vitality, by keeping 3 alive, all get the fantastic little upgrades right there into the AK-47s. They also post 9 rounds on the board. The plant from Complexity means that they're going to have just above that 3.2 mark and should be able to invest in some Deagles and Tech-9s right now to stay competitive and try and get another plant and keep that CT economy at bay. But by not doing any more damage than what we see here, it will still just be the partial investment. So round 10 should be looking likely for Team Vitality as we move forward in this second half. I have just uploaded a demo to Refrag.
Right.
And it looks like, assuming this number is correct, there have been over 17,000 demos uploaded to Refrag, if I'm reading this right.
17.
It's probably just Blame F.
Yeah.
He likes his homework. Oh!
There you go. Quick double to get the round started in favor of the French. And yeah, you bang on. We really do need to do the rest of this round justice, because a full investment means that if Vitality convert, They're looking at 11. Dangerously close to the magic number for a 2-0.
Gosh, how dissuading is it to lose those two along and then add into that the bombs there. So all of this.
Oh, no.
Hey, that's nice, but all of this feels like it's a step in the right direction, but having to break these players on long and
Look at the
side,
bomb.
Exactly, that's so difficult.
Oh, they're just standing on it, quite literally.
Eat me egg.
Give us some flyover cams, Rush.
There used to be an iSeries meme about a giant egg.
I like this. Look at this. They're pushing on in. There's a crossfire.
A giant egg.
Look at how well they just played off each other. That was great, Rush.
Our 77-year-old producer remembers that, so that's a good sign that I'm getting old. A giant egg. That's for our retro viewers. I saw that our
like
Epic
Easter
LAN
or
is on Epic 31 now.
No.
I went to Epic 7.
We used to have...
That was the new LAN. That was the,
like
the young, rambunctious LAN.
Oh, it's not an iSeries.
Oh, we're cooler than that.
Cool.
We're different.
Oh my God. Do you
And
remember going to
Valorant sold
LANs?
out, by the way. They got 32 teams signed
That's
up for
awesome.
Valorant. Respect.
The UK teams
Yeah,
and stuff
UK.
like that, that's brilliant.
UK.
What game?
Respect. Valorant.
Valorant.
Oh, sorry.
That's
But
Valorant.
it's like the UK's actually got a really healthy scene, like a lower end scene, which is quite nice.
It's rare, yeah. I mean,
I know the
big ups.
universities are getting behind it and all
The
this sort
UK
of
is
thing.
real good at competing until it gets hard.
Now then, Chadney.
Been nasty tier 3. Shut up.
And off we go. Chad puts his sword away.
No, the sword doesn't need to go away. If I get that kind of nasty response, it means that it worked. So
It what? Your feelings got hurt again?
that's how we measure it. As Complexity going all in the previous round have really given themselves a rough spot. And you can see here that they are opting for Deagles. They have found the opening onto Shock. So if they're able to pull this one back out of the jaws of defeat, then they're likely to start mounting a little bit of a comeback here in this second half. But double back-to-back force buys is a curious one. As Apex, how many can you get, my friend?
1, 2, 3. Oh God, he's done all 4 in one mag.
Easy as you like, isn't it?
Oh,
They
he
just
mag dumps him. Bloody hell.
Coming through that choke point of the long doors, it's never going to be easy. That's why you don't see too many teams without utility opting to limp through that area. And Complexity showing exactly why you don't want to do that. So Vitality with 11 now. The guns will come out. Poison having the AWP. He has 18 kills. A lot of impact in this series so far. Just remember, the loser of this game will be still in the tournament, but they will have to play a matchup against the winner of, I believe it'll be... No, they have to play against Fnatic, I believe it is. Winner of this will be straight through to those playoffs.
Very exciting.
Okay. And we have the grand final for this going down on Sunday. So we get the European side of things done and dusted within the space of a week. A bit more of a regular scaled tournament for all of you at home.
You don't want a 3-week group stage, a grueling
Yeah,
lower
that's why
brackets.
different formats are quite nice. And that's what I liked about the
agree.
Pro League group stage. You know, round robin and then into the double in bracket. It's a different mix, whereas this one here is very cutthroat.
Super cutthroat. I actually I do like these as an occasional. You know what I mean? If you make it out, more power to you. No one can really say they haven't been playing Counter-Strike at the moment. It's been rife.
Check this out. Config down to what, 40?
Oh, 32.
Oh, yeah.
Nora.
Okay.
I think they're just setting up for an A piece here. They're at least hinting that a mid to B is on the cards, but that's all a ruse. Selling that will be NATO. The attack's about to come through short. Oh, catch.
That is a good find. Now looking to catch them as they emerge from the smoke. Apex, though, expend just a little bit too much on the wide swing. Oh, Config spotted Gandalf. He heard the reload as well. Needs to get RPK. Looking for a second. Config planting. RPK, that incendiary could do wonders, but they are swinging into him. These are hard shots to hit for him. He does maintain a degree of calm. Smoke deployed on the site. It is going to be the save. So Vitality will bow out of this one. An honorable discharge. NATO, Config, and Blame F all surviving and bringing in a little bit more weaponry into the next.
Probably the right decision here as we take a look at the money situation. Zywa will be able to get the AWP out to rock that double op setup. Apex and RPK will be to buy on through as well. But this half is not done yet. The game is not in their back pocket. They have to make sure that they're making the right decisions, and going for a retake and throwing away this AWP and AK-47 would just be an absolute waste. So Vitality, scoreline 11-9 in their favor still, but Complexity finally get on the board here within this second half. And this was Vitality's map pick. Keeping in mind, Vitality are playing up against the Complexity, who are hamstrung. Nader Safik standing in, while Obo returns to the United States, and a new player for Complexity is still being looked for. We heard in the interview with Frankie that they are actively looking for a 5th Complexity to fit into the roles of Obo. Happy to make space for whoever it will be. But when you have a team on the cusp of trophies as threatening as what Complexity have looked, you want to make sure you get a big name, a name that's going to actually help the squad out quite a lot in the future. Now, behind the Molly, Peaks, Shocks. Might have a chance to have a head-to-head AWP duel here. Poison should have him. Oh, nade comes out.
That's going to sting.
No trade either.
Oh,
Yeah,
Blame
away.
wanted it so badly too.
Oof, that felt close, didn't it?
It did. Just intuition, as you've outlined before. Okay, RPK responsible for long, and at this moment in time, is going to be dropping his smoke. So at least by deploying it, it's going to give them a nice bit of set of confidence that they've made the right decision towards short. Apex likely hearing that, though, and relaying that information. I say that as Shox is the only one that has a chance to hold this cross. He's gobbling flashbangs. Oh, yeah, you're right. Apex is really fast on this flank. That's what he's been waiting for.
Zoe's coming as well.
Oh, and NATO caught with a pin in his hands. Maybe the flame can guise him, but he wasn't ready for another one. Oh, it could be the multi. Blame spraying wildly. Apex so low, trying to use the flames to hide his head. Rush takes the fight, takes the kill. Config can swing on this. They're walking up long, 2 of them. Masuta arriving short late. They're going to keep going for this, I think. This frag onto Rush could determine whether they go for it or not. Maybe not. Nice shots. Config's locked it down and found the double digits. Complexity, this is what we wanted to see. Don't forget, Vitality's map pick. I do need to reiterate that with a stand-in against Vitality on their map pick, the odds are stacked against Complexity here. So posting this T-side and a T-side of this, what is it now, 3 in a row? 2 in a row? Yeah, they got the 20th, 21st. And that was Config securing it. So it's time to see if they can get 3 in a row. Start really building quite the lead.
Rough round to lose right there for Vitality, considering how that one started with that opening pick, and now they will just be down towards the pistols. So change of pace here from Complexity, taking mid-door control early. Blame's cleared that out, leading by example. Molotov over the side of the doors right here to clear out that right-hand side. Spam on through to catch him dropping back, but as we can see, nobody home. Smoke on Masuta, HE for Shocks. The rest are just going to be rocking pistols with nothing else behind them, not even any armor in sight. So this should be a Complexity round, a chance to tie things up at legs 11.
Ah, nice. Flame keeping all worries from my mind there, as we did see that little short pressure coming through. There was, you know, a couple of seconds difference there between them being quite relevant and being as they were in the end.
Irrelevant.
Yeah. We haven't had Rush casting one yet.
Yeah, he's saving himself for the second game.
Oh,
Yeah,
he
we're gonna be
doesn't do
calling him
warm-ups,
in.
does he?
Yep.
Yeah, you're right.
It's a cameo a day, Rush. All right, AWP back out. Double again. Zaiwu and Shocks. Let's see if they can deliver this time round. They did find the opening pick, but Zaiwu's formed from map number 1. Oh dear, that's going to be unconfirmed, that little bit of a leg shot. And Shocks is going to be hanging around in limbo, see if he can find anything to equalize. Smoke towards Xbox. That means his time is up. He will have to drop back. Close mid-doors can now be taken by that of Complexity. So making sure he's not offering up his life in vain.
Is that quite typical as a mid player to fall off on Xbox smoke?
Yeah, because at that point, you know that lower dark can come through for free. They're not worried about players fighting them from short. So as soon as you know that they can be swinging you from that lower dark position, there's no point hanging around. Or if you are, you need to completely go all in on more of a slither gap
Tuck into the
towards
gap,
that. Yeah.
You see players do that sometimes. Device simple, they like to stick around and hold the tiniest thin little slither gap.
Yeah, usually closer towards that CT spawn side of things, which does make you vulnerable if you get smoked and Molotoved out of position like this right here. So Complexity, going through the motions. This is just a very standard default. Nothing crazy. The mid-round decision is where we need to be keeping our eyes on for, as Apex is tucked in towards the blue bin. RPK helping on out here to bait from pit. So Apex is the danger man in this round. He's actually found himself in the right position. Check this out. It's a huge call, but they've got 3 players looking towards long right now.
And that's the bomb, bro. Gets the first as well. Zaiwu falls off to hold short. Now it's RPK's turn. And he's landed the dink. He doesn't have to take this fight. He's trying to bait in his teammate here. Could catch the molly. Poison confirmed. Nice fragging. Apex does find the health. And it's RPK to finish what he started. Looks flawless here from Vitality. It's only Blame And Zywoo gets the third. So Vitality do manage to stabilize, and a gamble stack from Apex and his calling does get them another big round.
Yeah, that's a big call from him to be playing like that. And also for Zywoo to swing across and scope over towards the doors and find that opening. It was fantastic work. Hook, line, and sinker right there. Complexity into this round. And Apex is going to be a little bit disappointed he didn't find that second onto Config, considering how low on HP he was. Could have kept it real clean on the French side of things. But back underway we go. Double AWP still out. The buy is good for Complexity. Bit of a pace change. Faster long this time.
Yeah, quickening this one. It does mean the native suffix is a little disconnected, but that doesn't seem to hinder them one bit. It does force the CTs to respect this. They can't play through it. They have to sit towards side, but Zywoo, that's a danger man always.
Look at this upper tunnel push coming on through for information. So they know they've lost long, so they've taken back tunnels, but BlameF waiting outside. Will they search for this hard angle to clear? Masuta, you're going to be in trouble, my friend.
Apex is like, nah.
Well, he's passed, so he knows what the goal was of the round, and they're not going to worry about BlameF pushing in on his own. So Apex can play in limbo between upper and lower dark. There will be a timing on this. He's actually pivoted all the way back now. So it's curious to see what Apex decides to do. His best option is to stay in lower dark and look towards short. That means we can have 3 eyes on the long side of things for Vitality, but they don't know what we do. And that's that everybody is now towards long, setting up these smokes.
You've still got Zywoo up there, so eyes on him if he actually gets a glimpse on this.
Here we go. Zywoo swinging into the line. Flashes. Does completely obscure his view. He's going to have to hit the no-scope. Does hit the first, opting for the second. Not to be. NATO shutting him down, and it is just Shox and Apex forced to save. Complexity keeping it competitive. A long gather. Enemies just trade rounds back and forth. Not forgetting, Complexity so far have posted 40 rounds, and 4 of them in the last 5 of play.
Yeah, and this is a problem now for Vitality, if we're going to be completely honest, because their loss bonus is only at $1,900. They're not working with a lot of cash coming through that door. And these saved guns, while they're good, there won't be too much of a potent buy behind them. So if Vitality opt to go for the SMGs and FAMASs behind the AWP and the M4, and they don't convert that round, they're going to have their money slowly building into the later stages of this second half. And that puts Complexity in a fantastic spot to close out map number 2 and take us the full distance. Now, if we do need to get there today, the final map of play will be none other than Vertigo. And previously, that was a specialty map for Vitality, something where they found their woes in recent times. We actually saw them losing that in overtime to Fnatic just the other day. And Complexity were able to mount a massive comeback against G2, the other French squad, on Vertigo as well in their opening matchup here at IEM New York for 2020. There are only 2 players in Spawn Rush?
2 players? No. It's a deceptive camera here.
Show us the long spawns then, mate.
All right, here you go. You want an analysis of the spawns?
Yeah, the spawns are very important on a map like Dust2, and you can see exactly why. Blame looking towards long. They should use this to punish over towards those doors again. Config can help on out, and Rush can be throwing the flashes. Now, normally when you go for a play like this, we've seen teams drop that smoke to extinguish the Molotov, the one that sets up the one-way, or your second or third spawn is completely tasked with just putting that Molotov out as they're entering into the long bedroom. So away we go. Smoke towards the long corner from Config coming on in. BlameF leading the way. Look at this. It's a 4-man lead. We've got a brawl.
It's going to be chaos. And already tucking into pit. That's a viable and powerful position for Shox. RPK playing around the periphery. He wants to try and find one. Rushes the threat, though. He hears the pins. He knows there's one close. And, oh, the flashes in response are keeping everyone contested. And, oh, dear. 1 for 1. The chaos you anticipated does continue, though, as Zywoo puts his eyes on long.
Do they check for Shox if it comes down to it? I don't know if Zywoo's even going to let it, but you have no idea that Shox was still down there. He didn't give anything away. He didn't shoot. He waited very patiently. No damage was really done. However, it does look like NATO Safix and BlameF have turned attention away. They lost the fight on long, so they're now looking elsewhere for opportunities, and that opportunity would be B. Waiting on the other side would be Masuta. Now the rest are locked off from this. A wild spray through the smoke. Connects nothing.
Pressure's on, though. This is doable if they get into the site and get that bomb down. Masuta needs 1.
That's it. Blame playing the waiting game. Oh, I love it. Mantling on top of the box to find the headshot. Does find it and gets the bomb down. But Zywoo's pushing tons. And a wide swing from him. Need a clean shot from Blame. He's not got enough bullets. He needs to reload. He tucks into the corner. A 1v2 though. And Zywoo and Apex both pushing into his position. The spray is wild and so is the round. Vitality taking 13. A valiant attempt. NATO and Blame making something out of nothing there.
Yeah, we're actually going to take a little look right now on Skybox at what happened towards Long in that round. Now, check this out. The corner smoke that you're about to see come from the T's is actually met with a CT smoke as well. Watch this. These are about to bloom, and I'm going to pause it. You can see here the orange smoke is the corner smoke from that of Complexity, and met with Shox's smoke to give him a complete wall to cross over towards Pit. So the T's are actually helping them build a wall to get to a key part of the map here, and that was instrumental in that round victory just there for Vitality. Let's get back underway.
Very cool. Nice art, Chad. Love that.
Would you say artsy?
I wouldn't say artsy. You know I wouldn't. It's not a word that's in my vocabulary because it's used by... Nah, like, come on, Alex. You don't have to be nasty. You don't have to be nasty. Okay, we're back in the biz. We're ready to see if Blame's got anything left in the tank. The dude's been carrying 25 frags as an in-game leader. Another day in the office for Blame F. And I will once again reiterate, chances are we've got a good flow of newer ears joining us into the late stages of our second map this evening. I just want to remind everyone that this is NATO Safix as a mercenary. Losing Obo, the team showed no interest in returning to North America, and as a 17-year-old living abroad in your first professional team, one can understand why the pressures of the global pandemic became too much. NATO stepping in, Complexity trying to swim regardless of the absence of their fifth man. Poison solo with that bomb tons. It's making me nervous just looking at it. And here they go. Contact B, and he just unloads. Shox gets a double without seeing anyone. Masuta has to handle it, but Config's opened up the site.
They are weakened, though, but Blame F could be a huge swing factor. I thought he almost had Apex then, but no. It is down to the two that were weakened before, and Apex going quick and so
Just before
swift.
it bloomed, he got his crosshair there.
Do you believe, Alex?
Starting to. Config using the flash to reposition. Now things do get awkward. RPK, if only he knew what we knew. Config trying to bait that he's still hiding behind the bricks. And there's the push. There's the no-scope. Poison delivers.
Config, an absolute hero.
Yeah, I can't believe that. Masuta just thought he had the chance. I mean, Poison was walking out tons, so he had kind of split between two objectives. But yeah, this is what we're looking at. This double kill from Shox, not enough, because Config arrives and he gets one and searches for that second just on the edge of the smoke. Quick adjustment from him to enable Poison to find our final.
This
so
is the
inseparable.
Issue. Yeah, this is the issue right now for the money for Vitality. Check it out. Look at this, bottom of the barrel. And because of the round wins they had in the earlier stages and the back and forth nature of the last 5 rounds, round 22, Complexity won. Round 23, Vitality won. 24, Complexity. 25, Vitality now 26, Complexity. Well, Vitality have found their money as that delicious bin juice on a 40-degree summer day.
Ugh.
It smells. It's sticky. You don't want to have to deal with it, but your mum's yelling, "Take the bloody bins out. The bin man's coming. I can hear the truck." That's not from my life. My mother would never sound like that. Mrs. Birchall would...
Your mum Nadine.
No, my mum, quite proper. Not in the British style, but the closest possible thing I think we've got down under. They will buy, they will try and make it work. AWP for Zywoo. 14 rounds for Complexity. This feels like a third map at this stage if Vitality don't convert right here, right now. Next round, they will only get the $2,400 loss bonus and will having to fight back a Complexity who will be able to buy completely. So important for the Frenchman now as we get to the tail end, round 28 underway. Zywoo, you have the biggest gun. You need to find some impact. It is glass cannon.
Blame F gets a little curious and loses his life for it. So we're going to do well there to keep himself healthy.
He should try and get to A. He's hanging around towards the B side of the map here. So if it is an A set piece coming on through, so much pressure is going to come down onto Apex on the site.
Yeah, he does still have RPK towards the pit, but this short play is going to be incredibly hard to hold, especially without the Molotov coming in. Smoke going to be forced down to play. Shox can't land the shot. Rush wins it. Suddenly, there's problems aplenty, and Config's made it worse. Suddenly, Rush and Config have decided the site is theirs. You cannot find a way back in.
Yeah, you're going to have to concede and preserve what little you have. This is an important save as well. I don't know if the hunt's going to be viable.
They can go for it with the extra cash they have on the Complexity side of things. So there's no reason they can't get stuck in here, but
they'd have
risk it.
nothing.
It's going going to be that 2,400, right? So that's all they're going to work with right now as the loss bonus for the Vitality side. I think that ZywOo might have to stay glass cannon and drop something across, like a FAMAS or a UMP. Masuta with the 2,400 as well, probably going to have to drop a gun as well.
Guys, I've just found a life pro tip on the internet. I'll wait for this round to conclude. Hold on. NATO. Oh, wow. He's peeked him and lost his orb. NATO may have just won them the map. ZywOo, no orb to be seen, just from his own greed there.
Wow. Okay.
Come back to my LPT. I think this is actually far too important because it's a timeout called by Team Vitality. And they need 2 rounds. They would have... Yeah, this is what I was expecting from Shox. It's quite the opposite from NATO, the man that broke the back of the French. And this is their map pick. They could very well be faced with the reality of a 3rd map here. If you want to join the fan cams, you can do so. Nice and easy. Just go to IEM.gg/fancam.
Timeout has expired. Buy has come on through. ZywOo has been gifted the AK-47 from Masuta. He will buy himself a FAMAS, full utility for ZywOo, defuse kit in play. The Superstar needs to have a Superstar performance here. Otherwise, Vitality will be losing map number 2, and we will be moving on to Vertigo. UMP for RPK, Shox on the MP9. P250 is all Apex could afford. Guns on the Complexity side are great. There's no early indication on where they want to go. Take this slow, work out what you're playing against, work out where the biggest guns are, and make your call based off of that. Listening towards long. Rush has heard no nades towards the bedroom, has seen nothing, jumping back and forth, and that information means that it is more likely that Vitality have gone for a short play. If there were smokes, flashes, nades, Molotovs towards long doors, Rush would be able to give his teammates the idea that short maybe less susceptible. But set up here, flash in hand, ready to set up RPK and ZywOo. This has to be known from Complexity, so their utility needs to be a little bit more diligent. Time now, flash is going to come on through. Config's tucked in, Poison ready to help, Blame F up on Xbox.
Waiting for the go signal. There's one. Where's the flash coming from the other side? It's not coming just yet. ZywOo now flashed in. It's all ZywOo.
Yeah,
just desperately trying to hold on to this, but Rush turns the fate, and suddenly it is doable. A 1v2, but he's got the bomb. He's got a little bit of time, but that time is slowly being taken away from him as Shox gets quite close by.
Yeah, he's grabbed the AK as well. The Molotov will be deployed, a flash high to catch him, and he is Molotoved and burning down so low. Forced to jump. The flash keeps him alive. There's no way, is there? I can't believe it. He's still alive with 14 HP. Needs the precise shots, and no. First bullet needed to be 100%, and so ZywOo will keep the ball rolling. Vitality will have another bite. And I mean, if it wasn't a ZywOo save, that save could come back to haunt him. Good work with the triple kill. No longer an issue.
Well, they did get the orb to give to ZywOo in this one. And this is the initial flurry of frags. It was set up looking like a little bit of a car crash there. We could see teams playing chicken with one another. And Complexity must have known that it was likely for the long setup, for the short setup to coming through because of the information they had over towards long. They get one more chance to convert here within regulation. Round 30, we get this one back underway, and now Vitality actually have a decent buy. 2 defuse kits. Still no early intention from Complexity. Looks like they're just going for the default spread again. Not going for a closing move. Just seeing if they can net these opening kills and play the mid-rounds as they have been thus far. Now, if they lose this, over time, all the goodies will be out for Vitality. That double AWP setup of Shox and ZywOo might come back into play, but they need to get there first. Poison, Xbox smoke clearing, ready to take the fight middle, and Vitality have actually gambled on it being a B play. You can see they've tucked 3 players in towards that side of things. The swingman of Apex, you can see in all of these gamble stacks, he plays hidden, because if his information is given on up, they'll know which site is weaker, which area can be exploited. And it looks like Complexity posturing towards Catwalk, throwing utility keep Vitality under control, but it looks like the mid to B's coming on through here.
What a gamble. He's done it twice so far. And he is ready and raring to go. So they've got 3 CTs here. Here's the mid to B.
Masuta, get ready. Shox has gone down. Suddenly there's problems, but there is the extra man. Masuta, he's waited patiently. Apex just got them too. It's all on Blame F. It's OT, surely. Oh, Blame F. Suddenly we're back in the game. A 1v1.
Okay, Masuta, one of the more high-intensity rounds he'll have found himself in so far in the Vitality jersey. Now he knows the bomb has to go down B. The time does not allow for Blame to do anything else. Blame's waiting out, hoping that the cut of noise will keep Masuta paranoid, and he's tucked in nicely so far. Sound cue required from here. Masuta ready to aim. Oh my goodness, getting sketchy, but we're off to overtime. A quick break, but MR3 16K is on the horizon.
Reminds me of you. You left me with scars, but I know that one day you'll see it through. You give me air to breathe, you give me light to see. When things are out of reach, you bring them back to me, back to me. You see it through. You see it through. You see it through. You see it through. Talking to myself and I can't focus. Yeah, I'm broken. The door is closing. Wanna be a part of something more than this. I've lost control of it. I've lost control. You give me air to breathe. You give me light to see. When things are out of reach, you bring them back to me, back to me. You see it through. You see it through. You see it through. You see it through. I've been working part-time jobs, chasing all my dreams now lately. No matter if I try too hard, nothing's ever enough, baby. No, I don't care too much. I don't care too much. As long as I can keep you by my side, I don't care too much. We got time, no rush. In your eyes, I always see there is something meant for me. In your eyes. Go to hell and back just to feel the fire.
Overtime. There's complexity and Vitality, and it's on Vitality's map pick. Sponge, what is the chances of the extra 16K MR3 benefiting one of these teams more than the other?
I'm going to say Vitality going into this, just the fact that they don't have the stand-in factor, as well as their players being a little bit more experienced under these type of conditions. Sure, Rush has won a major. Sure, Config's been doing this for a while, but when you look at Shox, Apex, and RPK,
Yeah.
well, their experience combined is more than anybody else on the server right here. Flame, 30 kills to his name, back out towards Long. RPK kept on notice.
Don't have that second smoke this time, a little deeper. Flame F isolated, RPK sees it. Good flash from ZywOo to at least assist on the kill coming out from RPK. But now the long control has been swung over and they're getting aggressive on it, but maybe a little too much so, as ZywOo going to turn attention towards it and instantly quell what Config was trying to build.
Yeah, big number advantage to have with a minute 20 left on the clock right now for Vitality. They actually left the B site completely open, and Shox is heading back over there now just to fortify and actually take information. Pushing up and towards the tunnels will give them an early call, but we can see that Complexity, they want to stay strong towards this long. They have 2 smokes remaining. That's enough to get them across, but there's a couple of options. They can either smoke and go, or they can try and take the fight, and that might catch Vitality off guard. You can see right here, ZywOo in limbo, not sure exactly where to look. Smokes come through now. The cross will be quick. Flash is good. Molotov to slow. There's even more utility right now for Vitality to throw down. They don't just have to fight.
No, you can see the bomb
Ooh,
struggling.
that's a bad molly.
Oh, poison.
That's a bad.
Oh, Rush is burning. This is all looking horrible now.
Have they spotted him go towards car? It doesn't look like it just yet, but searching Apex. A bit of a horny boy there, getting stuck on in, wanting to finish the round off as quickly as possible. We'll go up to 16 now for Vitality and Complexity. It was clear towards the tail end of regulation they were running out of ideas and approaches, getting read by Apex in 2 very, very big stacks. That's going to be much harder for them to do now that they're here in overtime.
I think even during regular time, that long control was quite nice. I think RPK, Shox, and you obviously then had ZywOo occasionally coming over, doing very, very well at dealing with that. The short plays coming out from Complexity were a little bit trickier for them to manage, so I'm wondering to see if they do go back to some more set pieces towards that direction. Masuta quite close by to it. Going to be very well aware of presence now.
The blame of using that Xbox smoke just to hide in plain sight. They will jump up towards Cat now and going for one of those executes you were talking about. But ZywOo's here, ZywOo's ready, and ZywOo's flash. He's baited RPK in.
The flash sets him into motion. Blame F a little further ahead, isolated again.
God.
These are great kills, and look how separated these are.
His flashes are so good. The molly's forced poison into the line, but fortunately it's poison we're talking about. He does get the frag to keep the game at least competitive. A 4 versus 3. And it is in favor of the CTs for now, but I will reiterate, if this becomes a 3v3, if they find another frag, that's a double AWP retake. If this bomb goes down, Complexity have got a real round ahead of them. Getting it down is the hard part. Or not. Flashes are there. Oh, nice 1-for-1. Rush does enable that bomb plan to go down and a double. Poison caught. Masuta and Shox to clutch. And Masuta, he confirms his one on ramp, but needs to find the shot. That was important. A 1v1 with a very distant Shox plays out very differently. Good multi-kill from Rush. It's good to see his name in the feed, and it has been consistently. He's on 19 in the second round of our overtime.
Nice little tidbit for everybody playing at home. You might have seen Shox there drop that. Yeah, good stuff here from RPK. It got baited in perfectly, right? ZywOo takes the shot, even throws the flash to set up. So ZywOo, not the hero with the frags.
The secondary flash and incendiary, though, you saw, RPK through the incendiary, there were flashes that were forcing them into that corner. Like, there were flashes forcing them to hide where the incendiary was going. It's very simple, but very well executed.
Get back underway with the last round here in the first half of OT, and you can see exactly what we mean. Vitality looking great now, and out long, Blame F goes. The smoke, a little bit shy. RPK is not shy. Maybe he should have been.
I finish him off, and it does look like ZywOo will just about get away from that long battle. Boosting him up now is Masuta. So let's have a little take stock. Chad, do you want a theory craft here? Because Complexity need at least a round. Config's lingering B.
Yeah, he might go for space. If Config gets space over towards the B side and he can get a flank frag, as you can see the attention being drawn from Nato Snafix and Poison over towards long now, but they need to get pick control. So if they double smoke, that'll draw the attention. Config can walk into B, hoping that Shox is now rotated over towards the doors. If that's the case, there's a chance. But if Shox doesn't move, Config will go down. The timing on this isn't... What?
Yeah.
I thought he saw him.
No, this is really crazy. And actually, it really kind of benefits Config. Is Shock's going to be ready for this? He didn't see it. Oh, yeah, he did.
Radar,
that was enough. I think he did. I saw the double, what's it called when you do a double take?
Double take.
You. Okay. Bomb's on its way towards B. So are the CTs.
I wonder if I want to see how they control the cross six. They have no smoke for it. They do have a molly. And if Config gets proactive... So now Shox can see a lot of this cross. I want to see how they get through this. Flash is being invested, but I really thought he might have had one then.
Yeah, me too. He's flashed for the repeak. Gets it. NATO down. Poison trying to get across. And Config making this low HP. Sing finally bested. Masuta's had some serious impact in this overtime. And it's a winnable clutch for Poison, but he is getting pushed from 2 different angles. It was Shox to put his name in the kill feed one last time, twice in this final round of our overtime. So it's going to be 18, setting the bar incredibly high for Complexity's CT side.
Now, I said this once, I'll say it again. If I'm the T side, well, if I'm going on to the T side and I've just had a clean sweep CT side, I get 3 rounds to play with here. My initial approach, based off of the spawns that I get, is probably to do something quite quick, right? Be jarring. Throw something unusual at them to try and close this out as quickly as possible. The last thing I want to see is Vitality just go for a default spread and assume that Complexity are going to make the mistake. Suitor's out long. Here we go. That's a big... Oh, not the opening. They didn't convert.
Yeah, Rush should go down here, though. That's good from Masuta. Should be poisons in return, and despite the flashbangs, he pulls the trigger successfully. So, not the end of the world yet.
I wanted to look towards Apex early on because he did have a nice B spawn, but he wasn't able to utilize it too quickly, it felt like. Obviously, NATO Safix on the other side. Config called upon to control middle, and he succeeds at that. Smoke to follow. Another avenue closed off for now.
God, if they were to get a pick B and plant, it changes, but Shox is about to meet an AWP. And Apex has found NATO. So it was Zywoo who revealed his location as well. So they know the last 2 players are located on B. But as I was trying to build, this bomb going down makes it slightly more concerning, Lauren.
It does.
Oh, does Apex have the patience to not have a look?
Zywoo has a molly here as well to help delay. There, it's just
The
gone
B
down.
site is so unfun to retake, but this will be hard to hold. Zywoo doesn't know about tunnels. They are all coming from one location. I think he might have to gamble here. They've smoked it off for him.
Oh, that's very helpful, very kind. Apex, oh, attention drawn. They've done it. Poison just slides on in. And they will get the defuse. Not a comfortable retake, but a successful one.
Yeah, they made a decent shot out of that Vitality, considering how those duels went on down within the mid-rounds. And now it's 18 to 16. Timeout comes through. And here's Poison on the retake. So a freebie on Apex looking the wrong way. Zywoo misses his shot, gets the kill. And now a timeout will be called. This time it will be Vitality using their last timeout of the game here.
I'm really happy to see Config delivering in the capacity that we know he is capable of. Like, it's really hard not to be a fan of Complexity. Blame F fragging, leadership, and package deal. Config, the story arc of bad boy gone good. Poison, just another evidence that these fringe star AWPers can integrate into a roster and can bring that level of play to the tier 1. And Rush, the backbone, major champion. It all works. But against Vitality with the stand-in, it's proving a very tall order. 2 more chances for Complexity to take us to a second overtime.
So opting for the rifle. Maybe Apex just went for the pick on spawn. A little bit of a switcheroo now. Zoe just continuing in towards pit. So they have at least got... Oh,
There's a
I don't
gap.
like it. I don't like this at all.
You could see his little goggles. I'm not going to hit the shot just yet. He does position himself in a way to suggest he might want to re-peek, but he is just elevated now, hoping to catch Zywoo's walk up on that close wall. Bomb from the French is returning to middle. Config holding that line of sight at this point in time. He has got the second AWP in play. So if he's...
Oh,
I can't believe that didn't hit.
and he gets it.
I think it on the second try.
Yeah, I don't blame you for doubting that, Rush. I don't blame you.
Yeah, no worries, mate. They're still going to go towards middle, though, so that's not exactly the easiest when we have Config on the other side. The other AWP, it's uncomfortable, but he's looking quite well poised, quite well prepared until Apex came swinging out. But NATO Safix now feeling a little surrounded. The bomb is a bit isolated on Apex. This is a weird round coming in. Shox, you know, pick your poison, pick your angle.
Apex needs to go A.
Can he get there in time without them peeking the door?
Spawn.
He's going to get shot.
Oh, God. Zywoo, keep me safe.
Run. This is so awkward.
What?
A mid to A.
Yeah, a mid to A, a classic
What?
strategy. But this could be the end. So wipe those smiles off your faces. No fun to be had here at the commentary desk. NATO Safix from CT. Blame from long.
Flame has a flash. He can flash and then peek.
Ooh, okay. They don't know anything. And NATO Safix gets caught. That's so unfortunate. Apex got caught off guard there, but adjusted in time, and that's it. A 2-0 Vitality. Thrive here at IEM New York.